Welcome to Yoga and Meditation with Safi. Today I'm sharing this class I've entitled Yoga for Depression with you. We'll take care of ourselves today by taking up space on our mat, getting our energy flowing and coming out of the mind and into the body using the breath. We all feel down from time to time or get completely caught up in our thoughts. So we can all benefit from the soothing and uplifting effects of mindful movement. I'm not using any blocks during this session, but you can have one or two nearby for support during some of the postures. I'm also wearing a cozy Doraemon onesie, so it will keep me warm throughout the practice. If you have a onesie, of course, by all means, hop into that. If not, slip into something comfy, no active wear necessary. And you can keep a blanket nearby for the final resting posture. So when you have all the tools that you need, we'll get started in a comfortable seated position. Hips heavy, reaching down into the mat. Shoulders roll back so the chest is lifted and open. The neck is long with the chin parallel to the mat. Your breath is steady as you gently close your eyes. Taking this time to check in and clear your energy. So letting go of past and future and allowing yourself to be present in the now. Feeling the space around you. Maybe connecting to any noises or just observing any noises that you hear in the space around you. And then beginning to scan your body from the top of your head, just observing your head and face and neck, making your way down to your shoulders, chest and upper back, lower back and belly, hips and legs, arms, hands and feet. Simply observing your body in this moment, in this space. And then connecting to your breath. Observing each inhale and exhale, allowing the breath to come and go as you observe. If you would like to, you can set an intention for today's practice. Just something to help guide you along as you move and flow. So it can be a word like peace, or affirmation or short sentence like I am alive with patience and love. Or you can simply choose to be present in today's practice, observing it with patience and non-judgment. Whatever you choose, just taking this time to connect with your intention. And then we'll begin, starting with bound angle pose. So bringing the soles of the feet together, sitting up nice and tall, allowing the knees to relax down to the sides. Just observing your hips here as you breathe. You can walk your heels in towards your hips, as close as is comfortable for you. keeping the lower body relaxed as you lift the chest up and roll the shoulders back. And we'll take a gentle forward fold in this position. So keeping the spine straight, so keep lifting the chest up. As you bring the chest forward towards the feet, you can release your hands forward if you choose. When you reach as far forward with a straight back as you can, and just allow the natural curve of your spine as the upper body relaxes towards the mat. Observing the breath and your back body. Slowly make your way back up to the first position, observing the sensations in your spine and hips, and then extend both legs out in front of you, reaching the heels forward, pointing the toes back towards your body. You can use your hands behind your back to lift your chest up and observe the straight back, and then begin to fold forward over your legs. So you want to reach the heels forward and send the hips back as you lift the chest up and forward towards your feet. So you can bend your knees as much as you need to here, and just let your hands lie where they feel most comfortable. Using your awareness and breath to create length and space in the back body. So observing from the back of the heels all the way up to the back of the neck, allowing the head to be heavy, shoulders relaxed, moving away from the ears. Heels and hips move in opposite directions, shoulders and the center of your chest move in opposite directions. So heels reach forward, hips reach back, shoulder blades reach down towards the hips, chest lifts up towards the face. Slowly come up to the seated position, and then separate your legs as wide as you can. So you can use the long side of your mat, or if you have room, just separate your legs as wide as you can, reaching the heels forward, pointing the toes back, keeping the legs as straight as you can as you lift up through the chest just as you did before, rooting down into the hips. Here we'll take a gentle forward fold. So your legs might be closer together than mine and your knees might be bent, and that's fine. Just working on reaching down and back into the hips as you lift the chest forward. You can walk your hands forward and lower your chest towards the ground. You can use a block here to bring the floor closer to your chest. Just working with your body in this moment and observing your wide-legged forward fold. Slowly walking your hands back, coming up to sit up tall, observing the spine before we take a forward fold over one leg. So you can fold over the right leg, rooting down into the left hip. You can use your hand to encourage the hip to stay down in towards the mat, and then slowly guide your chest towards the right ankle, keeping the legs as straight as you can, Keep reaching out through the heels and back with the toes, finding a comfortable position with your hands, making sure that the shoulders are rolled back and the chest is lifted. So even as you fold forward, creating length and space, and connecting to the breath. Slowly making your way back up, coming back to center, and then taking the forward fold on the other side. So right hand on the right hip to encourage the right hip to stay towards the mat, and then turning so that the center of your chest lifts up and reaches forward towards the left leg, and slowly folding forward over that left leg. So staying connected to the legs, reaching the heels forward, reaching the hips back, lifting the chest towards the left ankle. Shoulders relaxed, jaw relaxed, face is soft, breath is deep and slow and steady. Allowing yourself to be present in this and every posture in your practice today. Walking your hands back as you come back to center and prepare for a side stretch. So bring your right hand onto your left hip and then lift the left hand up and over towards the right leg. So rooting down into that left hip and reaching over to the right side, creating length and space in the left side of your body. Coming back to center and taking it on the other side. So first rolling the shoulders back, and then bring the left hand on the right hip, right hand up and over to the left. So rooting down into the right hip and observing the sensations on the right side of your body. The neck is long and supported, heels still reaching forward. Energy in the right fingertips as you breathe. Coming back up to center, rolling the shoulders back, observing the side body, and then preparing for a twist. Belly, ribcage and chest turn towards the right hip and beyond. Rolling the right shoulder back, maybe you look over your right shoulder. Observing the sensations in your spine as you twist. On your next inhale, unraveling to come back to center, maybe pointing the toes forward and then reaching the heels forward again, before coming onto the other side. So belly, ribcage and chest turn towards the left leg, rolling the left shoulder back as you look over the left shoulder. Pressing down equally into both hips and noticing the sensations in your spine in this gentle twist. Unraveling again with your inhale back to center, pointing the toes forward, releasing the tops of the feet and ankles, then reaching the heels back and slowly making your way onto hands and knees. So slowly bringing the legs together and then coming onto hands and knees. Spread the fingers wide, make an L shape with the index and thumb so the thumb isn't too far away from the index finger. Wrists below the shoulders, knees below the hips, tops of the feet against the mat, or if it's more comfortable you can have your toes tucked. We'll take a few cat-cows here. So on the inhale, roll the shoulders back, lift the chest up as you reach your hips up, looking up. And as you exhale, lift the middle of your back up towards the ceiling, looking down and in towards your belly button. Inhaling, the lower belly reaches towards the mat as the hips go up and your gaze turns up. And as you exhale, push into your hands, lift the middle of your back to the ceiling. Bring your hips forward towards your face. And taking another round, inhaling into cow. Exhaling into cat pose. On the next round of breath, finding spontaneous movement in your body. So as you inhale into cow pose, just taking any movement that feels good to you. And then exhaling into cat, maybe you wiggle your hips and shoulders, just getting comfortable in your body. And on your next inhale, coming back to a flat back. We'll come into extended puppy from here. So the knees stay below the hips and the hands extend as far forward as they can go. Keeping a nice long spine. You can lower your forehead onto the mat and then surrender the chest in towards the mat. So opening your heart to the present moment. Finding support in the hands, forehead, knees and the tops of the feet. So pushing those parts of your body into the mat and allowing the chest to open towards the mat. Keep the shoulders relaxed and observe your breath. Slowly ease out of puppy pose, walking your hands back, coming back to that tabletop position. And we'll begin to connect to our core strength a bit more. So pressing the belly button in towards the spine and bringing the pubic bone forward so that the lower back doesn't sink. Rooting down into both hands and the left knee. Bring the right foot up towards the ceiling. And using the power of the glutes and hamstrings, lift and lower the leg just a few inches, tapping into the strength of the back body. When you're ready, rooting down into the right hand, see if you can reach the left hand back towards the right foot, and then kick the right foot into the left hand, opening the chest and lengthening through the front side of your body. If taking hold of the foot is not possible for you right now, simply reach the hand and foot in towards each other. When you're ready, coming down to take it on the other side. So lifting the left foot up towards the ceiling and pulsing a few times using the strength of the back body, keeping the left hip towards the mat as you do so. The lower back is supported by your strong core so it doesn't cave or kink. And then rooting down into the left hand. Reach the right hand back towards the left foot. So maybe you just reach them towards each other, or maybe you take hold. And if you take hold, kick into the hand, opening the chest, creating length and space in the spine. Keeping the gaze down and observing your breath. And when you're ready, releasing, coming back down onto hands and knees. We'll make our way into dolphin pose from here. So the fingertips reach forward, the elbows reach back, coming down onto your forearms. The elbows are in line with the shoulders. Push the mat away with your forearms as you tuck the toes and lift your hips up. The knees can be bent. You can move the shoulder blades away from the spine and then down towards the hips. Keep the head supported in between the arms. So not allowing your head to touch the mat and not allowing it to hang loosely either. The knees can stay bent as you reach the heels towards the mat, or you can begin to straighten your legs, lifting the hips up high observing the strength in your arms and core and legs. Staying with your breath. When you're ready, slowly lower the hips down, walk the legs back, coming into forearm plank. So the elbows are below the shoulders, the gaze is down. The shoulder blades are just as they were in dolphin pose. The hips are lifted, pubic bone reaching forward to support the low back. And the legs are strong as you reach back through the heels. Taking deep, slow, steady breaths here and using your entire body to stay in this pose. One more deep breath in and out through the nose. And then slowly bring your knees down, coming back onto hands and knees. And then taking a cow pose to release your core muscles. So hips up, chest forward, looking up or forward. Pressing into the hands and knees and tops of your feet. Just observing your center. And then tucking your toes, reach your hips back onto towards your heels, coming to sit. As we prepare for eagle arms, so bringing the right hand underneath the left, crossing at the elbows and maybe crossing at the wrists. Lifting the fingertips up towards the ceiling as you relax the shoulder blades down towards your hips. Keep the chest lifted and open as you observe the sensations in your upper back and shoulders. If this gets too intense for your feet, you can always take any other comfortable seated position. And let's take eagle arms on the other side. Releasing, rolling the shoulders back, observing the body, and then bringing the left hand underneath, wrapping the elbows and then maybe the wrists as you lift the fingertips up, relaxing the shoulder blades down. Keep some space between the forearms and your face. Remembering to lift the chest as you reach down into the hips. Staying with your breath, staying in your body, coming back to the intention you set at the beginning of your practice. Slowly releasing eagle arms, bringing your hands onto your knees, rolling your shoulders back, observing your body before you come out of this posture, coming into a standing position. So coming to stand at the top of your mat, building your mountain pose from the soles of your feet to the top of your head, distributing the weight evenly in your feet, having a slight bend in the knees, bringing the pubic bone a bit forward, rolling the shoulders back, long neck, relaxed fingers and jaw. Connecting to your breath, observing your mountain pose. And when you're ready, we'll step into triangle pose. So stepping the right foot back, bringing the right foot parallel with the back of your mat and keeping the left toes pointing forward. Lifting the arms parallel with your mat. Observing this strong standing posture, rooting down into the feet, lengthening the spine. Then reach your left fingertips forward as far as they can go. And then bring them down towards the inside of the left leg, reaching the right fingertips up as you roll the right hip back. You can look down or in the direction of your hips straight ahead, or maybe up at the right hand towards the ceiling. Keep pressing into your feet, anchoring through your hips to create a nice long spine. Make sure that you're comfortable in your neck. On your next inhale, coming up to stand, and then we'll take triangle on the other side. So just bringing the left toes parallel and the right toes pointing towards the back of the mat. Arms parallel and then reaching out towards the right toes. And then down, bringing the right hand on the inside of the right foot or anywhere along the inside of the right leg. The knee can be bent or straight, whatever feels best. And notice that each side might feel different in your triangle pose. Rolling the left hip back and lifting the left fingertips to the ceiling. The gaze is where it feels best for your neck, so down, straight ahead, or up at the left hand. Keeping the breath slow and steady as you press into your feet, building that strong foundation in your triangle pose. Using that core strength, coming back up, and then turn the right toes forward, pressing down into your feet, observing the standing posture. And then we'll gradually make our way into a forward fold from here. So pressing into the feet, knees can be as bent as you need them to be, lifting the hips up. You can use a block here to bring the floor up to your hands, observing your body in this half lift position. You can bring the legs closer together for a bit more challenge, or separate the legs a bit wider if you need to. And then continue to send your chest down and in towards the legs, walking the arms and elbows back. If you get your palms onto the floor, you can press your hands into the mat just as much as you press your feet into the mat, allowing the head to be heavy. And just observing the back body, observing your breath. Slowly coming back to the half lift position. Bring the left hand down towards the center of your mat and the right hand onto the right hip, turning the chest towards the right hip. If it feels comfortable for your shoulders, you can bring the right hand up towards the ceiling, coming into this twist. So opening the chest to the right side of your mat, staying present with your body, turning belly, rib cage and chest over to the right as you root into your legs. Then make your way back down, lengthening the spine in this half lift position. And then walking the right hand to center, left hand on the hip, belly, ribcage and chest, turn to the left. Maybe the left hand reaches for the ceiling. Finding a comfortable position for your neck, creating length in the spine as you twist, and connecting to the foundation in your feet. Observing the quality of your breath in this twist. Slowly releasing this twist, coming into your half lift position, and then guiding your legs towards each other, coming to stand at the top of your mat. Separate the feet a bit wider than hip distance, with the toes out to the sides and the heels in towards each other. Bringing your hands together in prayer. Then bend your knees as you slowly lower your hips, coming into a squat. Maybe you get all the way down, or you can stay up using the tops of your thighs for support, or you can sit on a block. Just finding a way to make this squat comfortable for you as you gently open up through the hips. If you have your elbows inside of the knees, you can press them into each other to gently encourage the knees to stay open as you lower the hips towards the mat. Keep lifting your chest up towards the thumbs and the thumbs towards the chest as you press your palms into each other, keeping a long neck, relaxed jaw, and a steady low gaze. When you're ready, you can release this squat and come to lie on your back. So keeping the knees bent, use your core strength to ease your back onto the mat. And then walk the heels in towards the hips. You can bring one hand on your belly and one hand on your chest as you check in this active rest position. feeling the weight of your body against the mat and the rise and fall of your chest and belly against your hands. Bring the pubic bone forward towards your belly button so that the lower back makes contact with your mat, and allow the belly button to sink towards your spine. And maintain this connection to your core. Slowly extend your arms out to your sides and reach your heels up towards the ceiling, still maintaining this connection to your core. Point the toes and then heels up towards the ceiling to release the front and back of the lower legs and feet. And then slowly lower the right leg down towards the mat, hovering just a few inches above the mat. So keep lifting the left heel up towards the ceiling, reaching the right heel forward towards the top of your mat. And then bringing it back and lowering the left leg down towards the mat, hovering a few inches off of the mat, and then coming back up. Maintaining that strong connection with the core, lower both legs down towards the mat, and then slowly bring them back up. And then slowly again lower the legs down towards the mat to hover. Keep them hovering just above the mat, separate the legs a bit wider than hip distance, and then lower them down onto the mat. Arriving in this final resting pose. If you need a bit of extra warmth, you can grab your blanket and get cozy. As you allow your body to become heavy, observing your body, scanning your body once again from the top of your head, making your way down to the soles of your feet, softening where you find tension, coming back to the intention that you set at the beginning of your practice, and then letting that intention go and simply being present with your body and your breath as you rest. Gently welcome movement back into your body, wiggling your fingers and toes, maybe turning your head from side to side, observing the way it feels to move away from stillness. Maybe you take a deep stretch and then bring your knees in towards your chest. You can lift your head up towards your knees, releasing the back body. And then roll your way up to sit when you're ready. Keeping your eyes closed, you can find a comfortable position for your hands. Either one hand on your belly, one hand on your chest, both hands together in prayer, or bringing the left hand onto your chest and your right hand on top of it. So both hands on your heart as you lift your heart towards your hands, reaching down into your hips. And we'll end today's practice with a short gratitude meditation. So you can recite a gratitude affirmation in your mind or out loud. Something as simple as, I am grateful for all the good in my life. And you can take a few moments to think of something that you are grateful for today. Maybe the simple ability to breathe or move your body, or whatever you feel gratitude towards. Just taking this time to acknowledge it and to feel it in your body. This gratitude, this joy, this peace. Sealing your practice with your hands together in prayer, giving thanks for these moments spent on your mat. And as always, I thank you for sharing your practice with me and for allowing me to share mine with you. From my heart to yours, I wish you peace and presence.